All right, folks. Um, is it time to kill some time, or is it time to do some killing? I'll let you decide. But I think this was the case last stream, but Operation Barbarossa has begun. Still the largest war that humans have ever fought in the East. The war in the East, in the Second World War. Still the biggest war that we've ever fought. And hopefully it'll stay that way. But in more immediate terms, because the Eastern Front by itself is bigger than all of the First World War. Which is it's a lot to think about. But we're fighting a very different war. Still a war of attrition, but a naval one. But yeah, I think that was the case last stream. It is the 10th of October, 1941. And that last objective in the Mediterranean pops up in like March or April of 42. And then after that, we can leave and go fight the Americans. My goal for this campaign is to do everything, if that's even possible. But that's my goal, is to do all of the campaign objectives. And I mean, we are a good chunk of the way there, for sure. Definitely are. But right now we're missing out on the Black Pit and the Battle of the Arctic. But those don't expire until Black Pit expires on the 1st of June 43. So once I'm done with this, we'll have like a whole year to do that. Aruba goes to 44, so that's not a concern at all. Drumbeat goes to February of 43, so that's a little bit tighter. But I think that's doable. I think that's doable. their tankers. But we can do it for some of the empires. Over. Short. Okay, we'll get a little bit closer. There we go. Bit of a weird situation for my brain to be in because I've been playing entirely too much Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Which is very much not this. It's very much not like looking through the gun sight yourself. I'm trying to land hits. But it's you know, it's like triangulating the experience from multiple sides, I suppose. You get the big strategic view and the very intimate tactical view in different places. I think she's probably going down. Yeah. I have like not been picking up survivors at all, but I do need the rep. Don't need food though. Definitely don't need food. Oh, we did the mission. Time to head back to base. You can probably see them. We can. What are they, though? Just an Empire Bell. It's actually more contrast on the on my secondary monitor that has the OBS preview on it. It's actually easier to see things over there. Should maybe adjust that. See if she just goes down now. So she does. That's the thing with this mod, you waste a lot of ammo shooting into a ship that's already sunk. Because it just takes longer. Alright. Shit. The way this looked, I got real excited. I thought it might be a convoy. Oh well. It's probably like a C3 though, if I had to guess. Oh. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go to periscope depth. We're not going to find them with our eyes on this weather. What do you got? He says freighter. Which means it probably is a C3. I could be wrong. It could just be an Empire. So where would that be? Starboard quarter, kind of. I mouse over it, I can see it. Interesting. Like the raindrops have like this weird X-ray effect. I think it is just an Empire. I cannot see that shit. Oh, fuck. Oh no, that is not an Empire. Shit. I'll have to be close enough.
Geschwindigkeit 1,4 Knoten. Aktualisieren. Lage 7,2 rechts.
I don't think we're gonna be fast enough.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 4, 7 Meter. Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Geschwindigkeit 1,4 Knoten. Winkel 9,2 rechts.
Come on, synchronize, asshole. We're already beyond the optimal. Come on. Come on. This is the stern tube. Oh, now it's synchronized. Thanks. Thanks a lot. But I can't even hope to keep pace with them in this weather. Because the snorkel won't work. Not with these seas. So I'd have to surface to catch up again, but then I won't know where he is. Well, we can figure it out. Pay no attention to small U-boat. Pay no attention. I mean, I could take a shot from the surface, actually. As long as I can actually see them. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, let's just do that. Okay, let's see if we can do it fast enough this time. There they allegedly are. Well, I guess we already have the speed.
Rohr 1 bewässern.
Go ahead and get that bitch starting to synchronize. Can take the speed again.
Aktualisieren.
15 knots?
Geschwindigkeit 1, 5 Knoten.
That's new. Not see like what the actual angle is here.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung 6.
Oh fuck, that's 90.
1 Meter. Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Winkel 9.
Synchronize, idiot. Fucking absolute catastrophe of a TDC. Alright, let's just try that.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedo
I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough. Yes, it's a shitty angle, but it's magnetic, so... Yeah, we got him. As long as it explodes. I really shouldn't say that before we know whether or not it will explode. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's do it all again. Bitch. So, like, allegedly I can see further on the surface, but I don't think that's actually true. Because the haze... Like, this radius expands, but the haze does not change. You know? Like, I cannot. Allegedly, there's a ship there somewhere. But I couldn't tell you. Oh, I need to run the compressor before I do anything particularly drastic.
Kleine Fahrt voraus. Lossetzen. Auf Seerohrtiefe. Standseerohr besetzen. Standseerohr besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kanol. Torpedorohr 4 gewartet. Aktuelle Tiefe 10 Meter. Herr Kanol, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe.
Okay,
Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
let's try this again. Penguin. We don't need to get the speed this time. And just to be clear, that last failure was not because of the hasty solution, it was because the torpedoes are fucking dog shit. Even though they're the best torpedoes.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 6, 1, 2 Meter. Rohr 1, bewässern.
Should have done that earlier. No, not that one.
2, bewässern.
Okay. Ah, synchronize, idiot. I should have flooded it earlier. Fuck. Fuck. That angle's good, though.
Los! 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Alright, let's see if this one explodes.
30 Sekunden. Kleine Fahrt voraus. 20 Sekunden. 10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
I was concerned there for a second. But we finally gave it to her. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. A lot of flooding.
Halbe Fahrt voraus. Alle Maschinen stopp.
Thing like ever gonna actually sink? That takes a while, but there it goes. Yeah, the C3s are like that. But like the health bar is empty, it's just sitting there. Interesting. Alright, next victim. Just keep feeding him to me. Oh, great. Now it's foggy. The visibility is literally down to less than half a kilometer. Hello. Okay. Yes, visibility's even worse.
Kleine Fahrt zurück.
I literally cannot engage this. Outside of, like, maybe if I was good at hydrophone stuff, then maybe. But like the visual range is literally too short. Like if I was to shoot at him from here, we'd be inside the arming range of the torpedoes. So that's not gonna work, is it? So maybe we shadow him until the fog lifts? Something like that.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Jawohl.
Can do that. I don't think they're going as fast as the other guy.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Hello, friendly tank cannon. How's it going?
Äußerste Kraft voraus.
Just keep tabs on him. See if we can wait out the fog, I guess.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
I mean, maybe I need to be as good as that one commenter on YouTube says I need to be. I need to be able to hunt, track, and kill a ship with passive sonar alone. That's what he said. Otherwise, I'm not a real submariner. I'm doing well. Thank you. It is no longer on the first video. I don't know, it wouldn't be, because the most recent is Spec Ops: The Line. But if you want my YouTube, do !YouTube, and you'll find it. But it was hilarious because this guy is like, I mean, you always get dumb bullshit in YouTube comments, but this guy is like, you need to hunt, track, and kill a ship with passive sonar alone. And I was like, cool. You just stay in the 1970s. The rest of us, we're still in World War II. We're not quite to that level, you know. That being said, however, it's on the torpedo solution tutorial. confirm if he's right or not. So all of that being said, if I had a T5, right? If I had an acoustic homing torpedo, I could shoot at this ship without seeing it. Because you don't need that good of a solution then. So, like, there is that. Important to know. It's the second to most recent video. The most recent but one. In cryptic British phraseology.
I'm not afraid of your ghost, Richard.
Do I remember the commenter? No. No, but I can, I mean, a lot of these people, sorry, I'm just looking at my comments now. A lot of these people have points because the game is not realistic. Like, for example, you should not be able to use the attack periscope at night because it's not big enough. It doesn't gather enough light, basically. Oh, here it is. It's one of the original comments. Carl's Hainer 2453. KARLSHANER. I'm sorry, I don't mean to call people out, but like, yeah, most of the comments are good. But, you know, it's the bad apples. It's the bad apples that make everybody else look bad. It is calm enough to snorkel. So we'll do that here. A little bit. But it's funny, it goes both directions, because some people are like, this is way too complicated. Like, I came here for a tutorial and this is way too advanced. And then other people are like, well, if you really knew what you were doing, you'd be doing it. It's like, okay, guys. Okay. But that's how you know you've succeeded. We have criticism from both sides of the equation. That's how you know you've done a good job. Oh yes, the brown spot on the apple that makes you not want to eat the apple. But usually in that case, I take a knife and cut off the brown spot. And they eat the rest of the apple just fine. Literally speaking, but perhaps that's a way to look at that metaphorically as well. Oh, we've got another contact, much farther away. when can you get snorkels? I mean, you're not supposed to get them until like very late. I shouldn't say very late, but like 42, 43 maybe. I want to say it's connected to taking over the Netherlands. I've had a snorkel in 1940. I know that. I think it's related to taking over the Netherlands. Which makes sense because they were the ones who pioneered that technology historically. A schnorkel, as they say. But you take over the Netherlands and everybody else in May of 1940, so I think that's when it is. That's when the research becomes available. But like, it's expensive, you know.
Kurs setzen. Kurs setzen.
I mean, I can't do anything until the weather lets up. Because this is 100 meters of visibility. 100 meters. What's the point of U-boat pens? Have you never been air raided? There are air raids. Strangely, they are composed of maritime patrol aircraft. Yeah, I'm talking about in-game. There are air raids in this game that occur close to home base sometimes. But the weird thing is they don't happen when you're docked, but like... Yeah. Honestly, the shelter over the locks in like La Rochelle, for example, is actually more useful than the actual pens, because you don't get air raided while you're actually docked. It's after you undock and start heading out, that's sometimes when an air raid spawns, or when you're headed back in which case the shelter over the locks would be a lot more helpful. Because that's when you're in a position where you like can't dive because you're in the harbor still, you're in the locks. But yes, there are air raids composed of maritime patrol aircraft dropping depth charges on the harbor. But that's just because those are the only aircraft that exist in this game. So that does happen. So like if you head out and start getting air raided, I guess you could turn around and head back to the pens. Maybe? I don't know.
Zielposition erreicht. Schraubgeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung
Yeah, I guess we'll just let that... I can't do anything in this weather anyway. So... doesn't really matter.
Koordinaten setzen.
More ships and planes? Yeah, I don't know.
Kurs setzen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 15 Meter.
But that would be good. In particular, to have... because the only place you ever see a battleship in this, there's like a 0.001% chance of finding a battleship out in the wild. And if you do find a battleship out in the wild with a convoy, it would make sense for it to be Nelson and Rodney. It would make sense for it to be a Nelson class because they were assigned to convoy duty because they're slower. But that never happens. So it would be a lot better if the only battleship model in the game was Royal Oak. Yeah, same here. It's happened exactly once. So the only place where
Große Fahrt voraus.
you actually do see a battleship is in Scapa Flow.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Which makes it very strange that the only battleship in this game is Nelson. So more battleships would be good. Yeah, I've had a lot of carriers. Pretty frequent. But again, we could have more carrier models because it's just... I think there's just the Illustrious class. And then the one American escort carrier class, and that's it. Good luck finding Bismarck. Well, yeah, she only goes on one voyage and sinks at the end of it. So, like, there's no reason for the developers to make those, but to see them around would be, but like this, there's no reason. There's no reason to put in that work, unfortunately. See if our friend is still around. That might be the same one. Changed his heading a little bit, perhaps.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
What's the visibility now? Still very little. What are we talking in-game? Friendly tank cannon? In-game, Bismarck and Titanic are way too deep for you to ever see them. They'd just be way too deep. You would never get anywhere close, and even if you did, the screen would just be black, because that's how the game handles light. There are, however, some wrecks that they could put in. Is it... Like, there are some wrecks that are shallow enough that they could put them in as, like, landmarks. For example, HMS Victoria. Which is like in the Mediterranean somewhere, and it has its butt sticking up in the air. But like, this is obviously shallow enough. There's a scuba diver here. Can we get like a... Yeah, HMS Victoria. We could put that wreck into the game, because it's shallow enough that you'd actually see it. So if the developers wanted to model something like that... I don't know exactly where she is, but it's somewhere in the Mediterranean. Yeah, 144 meters, that's easy. Easy. It's like 1860 or something. Or maybe later. probably later. The Britannic? Sank after striking a mine set by U-73 on the 21st of November 1916. Oh, we've all been there, friendly tank cannon. In the Aegean Sea. Yeah, that's probably shallow enough too. But again, like, there's no reason for them to make that, because you never go over there anyway. There's no reason to. I mean, you can theoretically go into the Black Sea if you really want to. Yeah, it'd be cool, but it's just like what I was saying. It'd be cool to have Scharnhorst in the game, but there's no reason for them to make that. Probably more hope for someone in the modding community to tackle that project. But hey, you can go see Titanic in Google Earth, I believe, so it's alright. So where did our friend go? And why are you doing that? I mean, there is U-boat oh, baby. The weather's clearing, boys. The weather fucking clearing. Let's go. Let's go. There is U-boat expanded, which I believe adds more ship types. A Vespa, like a scooter. Or does Vespa make more things than scooters? Yeah, that's a scooter. That is, that is a scooter. That is absolutely a scooter with a recoilless rifle strapped to the top of it. The side view. I mean, it beats carrying all this ammunition around by hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got 6 tubes. I assume that's 6 rounds. And then, you just drive it around with the barrel of the recoilless rifle in between your legs. What could go wrong? That's good. That's good. I'm glad you brought this to my attention. How about we surface? And then...
Herr Kaloy, wir sind aufgetaucht. Zielposition erreicht.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Alarm! Aufgefällt!
Shit.
Als eingespielte Mannschaft werden wir dem Feind zeigen, wozu ein U-Boot in der Lage ist.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Well, we got our air and our compressed air. And there's that ship.
Kurs setzen.
Herr Kaloy, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Bordführungsblick eingestellt.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
A little too much lead. And a bit long. But good effort.
Handelsschiff, 305 Grad.
Yeah, with the snorkel, I might be able to get far enough ahead of this guy.
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet. Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Zielposition erreicht.
Handelsschiff.
295 Grad.
Alarm! Aufgefällt! Kaputt! Denkt alle an eure Ausbildung. Bleibt ruhig und konzentriert.
Zielposition erreicht. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Yep, still that C3. Um. Let's take the snorkel in and start working on a solution. There she is. She's booking. She wasn't going that fast in the fog, but I think the AI might slow down in the fog, which makes sense. Shit. Well, it's gonna be a little more than 10.1 knots. Hello, Kaputnik.
Gegnerfahrt 1.
How's it going?
0. Knoten.
Kaputnik.
Aktualisieren.
10.4, very well.
Gegnerfahrt 1. 0. Knoten. Schlussunterlagen aktualisieren. Lage 5. 9. Rechts. Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 2. 9. 3. 4 Meter.
I like only have T3s. I could use the butt tube. Depending on how our angles work out here.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
But more or less parallel. And
Schlussunterlagen
1,800
aktualisieren.
meters, that's just fine.
Entfernung 1. 8. 7. 7 Meter.
Let's go ahead and let him overtake.
Rohr 5. Bewässern.
We are synchronized.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung
1600
1,
meters.
6, 7, 8 Meter.
Let's go for it. Might be an underestimate on the AOB, but that's underestimates on the angle have less error than overestimates for complicated reasons. Cause less error, I should say. Big boy, yes, we've been tracking him for like 2 days, but it was foggy the whole time. I wasn't gonna say anything about whether or not it was gonna explode, but it did. He's honking because he got hit by a torpedo and the engines cut out, so he lurched forward against his steering wheel and hit the horn. That's why he's honking. Throne and Liberty, I have not heard of it, no.
Halbe Fahrt voraus. Dakar voraus.
Okay, so like this direction basically.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Let's go ahead and surface. Well, so from my position, an MMORPG that I have never heard of before. Like, we're not starting from a good place. We're not, like, that's not particularly auspicious, because there are a lot of those. It supposedly did come out on the 17th. Oh right, he's loading tube 5. Which means we can't turn the compressor on.
Große Fahrt voraus.
Rohr 5 geladen.
Herr Kanal, wir haben unsere Position.
Torpedo 2 gewartet.
Go down to periscope depth.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Oh, here's someone who's headed the other way. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's the same target. They're just fast. Understood. go. Oh, we got 2 of them. Kind of bunched up here. There you are.
Dachten Sie, es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
Another C3.
Fahrt voraus.
Where are you turning? And we'll wait for her to turn back.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Gegnerlage 8-4 links.
There she comes.
Los!
That'll do it.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden.
Fucking asshole. It's either the waves or it was a shitty detonator or both.
Bis Einschlag.
Hard to say.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Fehlschuss. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
So that shows the problem with trying to get under keels in heavy seas.
Rohr 5. Bewässern. Aktualisieren. Geschwindigkeit 8 Knoten. Aktualisieren. Lage 8, 7 links.
Peilung 220 Grad.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 9, 8, 6 Meter. Los!
See if that does it. There's 2 wasted torpedoes on this patrol now. I probably should have adjusted this depth. Oh well, got luckier with the waves. It's also definitely possible that that other one was close enough to explode. It was just a dud, essentially. Not really any way of knowing. Although the crew did say it's a miss. That was over quickly. That was over very quickly. By C3 standards. All right. They always say miss. Well, the question is, if a magnetic torpedo passes close enough to another ship to a ship to detonate, but doesn't because it's a dud, would they say dud or would they say miss? In real life, you probably say miss, but you'd know it might be because of the detonator. But I think maybe I just got unlucky with the waves. It's hard to say.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Tor 1 geladen.
Goes that other torpedo. It's going to Greece. There's that other guy. Not moving anywhere near as fast. But you're right, they always say miss. Always. My favorite thing about that is the patch notes that say, like, once again extended the time before before your people say miss. Because they're often saying it when it was going to be a hit anyway. They'd say it like a second before the hit happened. Yeah, just no time in between. I was watching like this wartime film / documentary. The subject being a British submarine, and they were engaging enemies with their torpedoes, but there was no like acknowledgement of the fact that it takes time for torpedoes to get to the target. So the captain was like, fire torpedoes, and then like 2 seconds later he'd be like, shit, we missed. Okay, man the deck gun. It's like, that's not how that works. Just immediate results. And it's like, takes a couple minutes for you to know that, my guy. But maybe it's propaganda, because it's a wartime film, so, you know, they just want everybody to think that the British have teleportation torpedoes. They get there instantly. Hit scan torpedoes, if you will.
Deckgeschütz setzen. Torpedomod 3 gewartet.
The Russian side? What about the Russian side? It's ongoing as we speak. Operation Barbarossa has begun. We helped the Polish when they were attacked. Yeah, that sounds like the Second World War.
Feuer an Deck.
I mean, the something to keep in mind there is that when the Red Army had basically made it to Warsaw, and there was an uprising of the resistance in Warsaw, because they were like, "Oh, the Red Army's here, we'll help them." Deal with the Germans. When the Red Army saw that that was happening, they kind of just sat back on their side of the river and let the Germans deal with the uprising. And then only after that did they move forward into Warsaw. So that's the Russian war for you. Doesn't reflect particularly well on anyone involved. Except for the Poles, of course. Is that? She might be done. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
But I mean, it's the same thing that happened at the beginning of that war, where certain Ukrainian elements were like, "Oh, the Germans are here to liberate us from Russian oppression," and that is not what happened at all. So. It's a pretty ugly war all around. There she goes.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
But yes, it's currently ongoing. With any luck, the largest war that the human race will ever fight. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, if there's still unexploded bombs in London that they have to worry about when they're putting in tube stations, can't imagine what there is in Stalingrad.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
I actually don't know what it's called now. Volgograd, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. Used to be Tsaritsyn. Then Stalingrad, today Volgograd.
Horchraum besetzen. Tanks anblasen. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln. Tauchen auf 50 Meter. Horchraum besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln. Anblasen. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln. Tauchen auf 50 Meter. Horchraum besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung
Tanks
85 Grad. Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff.
Auf
Peilung
Dieselmotoren
There she is.
wechseln. Schornstein rauf. Peilung 45 Grad. Tanker 65 Grad. Alarm! Aufgefechtsstation!
Dale class. That's... I think the Dale class are the big ones. The war class are the ones that are like 7,000. But Dale class are bigger. Yes, I do know about the V2. Not in any great detail, but I'm familiar. There was some kind of movie I saw where it was like Operation... oh, I think it was called Operation Seawolf. I didn't watch it because it looked terrible, but the premise was that they were gonna put... I think it was V2s. They're gonna put a V2 like here. So you could take it across the ocean and launch it into America, like right at the end of the war. Because that'll win it for you. Oh yeah, Werner von Braun. Yep. The rockets go up. Who cares where they come down? That's not my department, says Werner von Braun. You know, it's just an engineer. He just makes things. Involved in the morality, clearly. But I mean, the Soviets did the same thing.
Deckgeschütz besetzen.
I think that was the plot of like Sniper Elite 5 as well. Was that they were gonna put rockets on submarines and then launch them at the US. which is like very. I wonder if there were any actual inklings of like thoughts that that could perhaps be done theoretically. Because like that is the future, right? Just like the one the exactly one submerged submarine versus submerged submarine engagement of the entire war. Like that's the precursor of the truth of the future. Which, by the way, was a British submarine that torpedoed a German submarine that was snorkeling, which is basically the only way they were able to do that, because it's making a shit ton of noise snorkeling. There we go. Never mind. Fire did nothing. There we go. I mean, it can be done. If you know your own course and speed and you observe the change in bearing, which is like a much more historically correct method than what this game has you do. But it involves a lot of math, a lot of trigonometry. So but obviously for those methods you would usually be using bearings from like the periscope. Having a precise enough bearing from the hydrophone, that's something that's like at the edge of possibility. But you also have to identify the target. It's just a certain circumstances that lined up for that one British submarine to be able to pull that off. Where basically the Germans just drove right in front of them, and they're like, well, clearly this is what this is. I guess let's try shooting at it. Something that very easily could have not happened. Very unlikely circumstance. All right, let's head back up towards Malta, I guess. See what else we find.
Tauchen auf 50 Meter. Ausstraum besetzen. Tanks anblasen. Auf Dieselmotoren
I predict the game will give us a convoy exactly when we are out of torpedoes. We have like 2 left. That's my prediction. We are already down to like 8, I think. We've had 2, well, 1 dud and 1 miss, perhaps. Not entirely sure. What are you?
Handelsschiff. 30 Grad.
Another C3. Very well. Calm seas this time. You know, it's a pretty dark night. We could do a surface attack. That would be more historically accurate anyway.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Handelsschiff. 235 Grad.
Herr Kaloin, wir haben unsere Position erreicht.
Oop.
Aktualisieren.
12 knots.
Gegnerfahrt 1, 2.
Very well.
Aktualisieren. Winkel 6, 5. Rechts. Aktualisieren. Entfernung 2, 3, 2, 6 Meter.
I think actually what I'll do is, well, there's an ad break. I can drop back to exactly perpendicular. And then we can set the angle.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
And then we can be pretty confident
Aktualisieren. Winkel
of our
9, 0.
solution, even though it's a pretty long shot. I appear to be just a couple degrees their side of perpendicular, or parallel, I should say.
Entfernung zum Ziel 1, 9, 5, 4 Meter. Rohr 1, bewässern.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
I think,
Kurs 1,
yes,
0, 4 Grad.
pull away just a little bit. But, we're pulling back ahead now.
Aktualisieren. Geschwindigkeit 1, 2, Knoten. Lage 8, 8. Hub rechts.
We'll get to like 75 maybe. Alright. I should maybe be going to 7.5. We do have some pretty calm seas, though. Close. We'll go for natural suspense this time. I don't believe you. There it is. Like they've literally patched it multiple times to try to delay them from saying it's a miss before that hit happens. But it's, I mean, the issue is the solution that you have predicts the impact at a certain time, and if the hit happens after that certain time, oh, you mean, well, they changed the change the way nights work with the full release. But you're talking about how like the crew has this sight range, but you can actually see a ship that's like all the way over here. Playing with the darker nights setting on might help with that. It might bring your actual view range a little bit closer to what your crew can allegedly see. But I don't know. What are we down to? Eight. Very well. I mean, they are also blind idiots. But at least the enemy ship's crews are also blind idiots. So that does help. What are you? Empire Tower by the looks of it. I don't know if shooting at the weak spot does anything anymore with this mod.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
I think she might be done.
Torpedoboot 2 gewartet. Alarm beenden. Feuer halten. Halten. Feuer.
800 millimeters.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
Was that like 32 inches?
Kurs setzen. Kurs setzen. Tauchen auf 50 Meter. Horchraum besetzen. Tanks anblasen. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln. Tauchen auf 50 Meter. Horchraum besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Earth is a good name
5 Grad. Aktuelle Tiefe 40 Meter. Rohr 1 gewartet.
for a railroad cannon.
Tanks anblasen.
For a rail gun, I should say,
Motoren wechseln.
as they were called.
Wir sind aufgetaucht.
Despite the confusion with the much more futuristic thing that is also a railgun.
Bestätige. Tanker 5 Grad.
Tank.
Gefechtsstation.
Very well.